been here. We didn't talk anything bad about him.
Yeah.
About being late.
I know. Work hates me today. Rushed home, got home at like 6 and was like, alright, I need to eat something. And then it took me 18, 20 minutes to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't live that far
I
away.
hit every red light. Trying to get out of Winchester
Red
to get over to you. It was just like, meh, okay, cool. Oh, no, alright.
Well, there you have it.
But I'm here now. I made it. We can talk magic and all the other fun stuff going on.
So lead us off, dude. Lead us off. Keenan and TJ have been waiting patiently for you.
Oh, thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. So, as always, thank you guys. I know, let's get into it because you need an extra thanks for sticking with us, even with me being late today. And we're starting Modern Magic Mondays like half hour late or so, which I apologize for. But it's the hype episode tonight because this is the 10th and final week of season 2 to determine our top 8.
True.
So, very much a hype episode tonight to see who is going to actually make it into the top 8 and make the Invitational. We had a few players that were officially locked in, but they were playing for standings and to see if they would be on the player of the draw going into the Invitational and potentially to have a better chance against a certain opponent. Because maybe there's an opponent that they're currently queued up against that they might not do as well. So if they do better, maybe they'll get a different opponent kind of thing.
It's all about strategy.
It is. There's a lot more strategy that goes into it than you might think.
Right.
So we'll bring that up in a little bit about, here's the official point standings and stuff. Nice guy. Come in here, get all cozy. I feel like I'm way back in the background. That's what happens when you show up late. So to get things going, we do have, of course, our top patron donors out there, which consists of Trip and Eminem with Comic Kung Fu and Cork Street Tavern, so the personal sponsorship for the stream, because they are awesome and they have a couple bucks to throw our way. Actually, $30, because that is a high enough backer level on our patron to have the personal sponsorship on the stream. But we do have another patron donor currently going on, Matthew Manson there, who is at the $5 level,
Very
which,
nice guy.
able to have a couple bucks and says, you know what, I wish I could come out and play for Modern Magic Mondays, but I can't. So I love Modern. Let me help support the stream any way I can. And we've had a couple other people who have helped us support the stream.
Absolutely. We've got Drisky Brew, our number one dude, always holding it down on the West Coast for us. Not always able to come out and hang out and chat, but always there, especially in a pinch, to toss a couple bucks our way to keep us alive. To Atticus, our mystery donor, which it's almost the end of season 2 and we still don't know
Who this is.
Who Atticus is, but thank you so much. Tachodamus, Dionysus Bacchus throwing a couple bucks earlier on in the life of the stream. Lila Goif, Nate Hop 34, Burgleton, Stormdust07, Badger 934, and Strog Smash. These are all individuals that have kind of, reached into their hearts, into their pockets, their wallets, and whatnot.
Yes.
Toss a couple bucks, keep the stream alive. That's kind of where I am right now.
Yeah.
This is what we love to do. We love to bring this to you guys. So it's really appreciated. Don't get us wrong, but we were going to be here anyway.
We were.
But
your support makes it that much better for us that we can help improve the stream by being able to get new cameras, get awesome play mats. We've got dice in the mail right now to help out for on-camera coverage. So lots of just things that we can do to make things better for everybody watching at home. Should we look at our week number 9 point standings at this point in time?
Let's do it.
Get some discussion going.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right. I think it's this one, right?
Yep, that's it.
Me.
Boom.
Okay, so we have 4 players currently locked in officially for making it into the Season 2 Invitational. That would be Lyle, Eric, TJ, and Derek. 74 points was the official cutoff there. Not able to go any don't have to worry. So they could just say, you know what, I'm not even going to show up. I'm locked in.
Yeah.
But they wanted to. They wanted to try to get some more points because you look at Lyle and Eric. Really, if Lyle didn't show up and Eric has a pretty good night, goes 3-2.
That's it. That's the
he
magic
surpasses
number.
Lyle.
Yeah.
So Lyle did have to show up. So that was another interesting thing where, I think last season Lyle only had to win one match to 100% keep himself away from anybody surpassing him.
Yes. That's
so a little bit different this time, but because we had some people missing weeks and stuff like that, a little bit lower point total overall for this season, and much tighter race for that 8th place, if you will, which always seems to be the big, 7th and 8th are really the contender spots for a lot of it, while 1st through 5th seem to be more concise with who's in those spots, fluctuating from week to week more or less, but overall it's the same couple of names that you'll see across the season.
Yeah.
So Keenan needs to win one round tonight.
That's it. Just one.
And he's locked in.
That's it.
For the Invitational.
I'm proud of him. He's gotten to this point. He needs one more win, though.
That's it.
Don't let me down, Keenan. Don't let me down.
Ben, Tim, and Jeremy are our other current positions here. Ben has 66 points, Tim sitting at 65, and Jeremy there at 59. But Jacob, Patrick, Chris, right below them all, 58, 56, 55.
It's super close.
It is.
Let's just put it that way.
Even our 49s could sit there and, go 5-0, and Jeremy does not do as well.
Yeah.
They could sneak in. Something to keep in mind. The 43-42 does not have a chance. Because if they got 15 points, that's only 57 there. So they're below Jeremy at that point. So it has to be one of those 49 points in contention at this point in time. But we had a lot of players come out throughout this season and be able to get some wins. And we've seen improvement from pretty much everybody this season too. Especially we're seeing, we don't really have any 3-pointers or anything up on our list.
Yeah, there's a very small handful.
There's only a few of them, and that's just because they weren't able to play as many weeks. Where a lot of our players that came out multiple weeks were able to get points.
Right.
It's very rare that we had anybody show up that only got 0 points or something like that. Does happen from time to time. Some people have bad weeks, things like that. But those that consistently came out were able to at least gobble up some points there. So we're sitting in a pretty good spot. And tonight we're trying to showcase only people in contention or within the top 8. So playing for points, playing for that spot. So some of the names that we've been talking about are going to be a big deal tonight.
Yeah, I'm curious I'm glad we talked about the 49 pointers, because if you look at those names, Dwayne Hess, John Mathias, or Mox, to everyone at the shop, Mox has been putting on the show.
Yeah, he's one of our players that came later in the season and was like, I'm going to be able to start winning and trying to get a bunch of points. So he's definitely a force to be reckoned with, and I believe he's gone 4-1 the last couple weeks at least.
For at least 3 out of the 10 weeks. So yeah, AK Cracker and chat, what are the top 3 decks? So what are the top 3? If you had to name the top 3 decks, man.
All right. So
currently
Lyle has been rocking out the Bant Eldrazi list. But he does have access to other lists out there. Tried Infect this season. He did his Naya Blitz, I think at least once this season. But Bant Eldrazi for the last few weeks is really where he's felt comfortable. He went to the GP, made day 2 with it. So that's kind of what Lyle's rocking out right now. Eric, pretty much Tron is his go-to bread and butter, but he does have Living In. He has played that this season as well.
Yep.
So those are the 2 that he usually will rotate to. TJ, he is our pretty much resident Affinity player, but does also rock out the Jeskai Control, Nahiri Control, American Control,
whichever.
Blue, white, red.
Those are the colors.
Those are the colors in that deck.
And you're controlling what your opponent does.
Yeah.
That's it.
Simple and easy. And then Derek, he's been... Oh, did you ask for top 3? Okay, he's top 4. Sorry.
I just assumed he was like, what are the most prevalent decks in the meta for us? But yeah, I'm maybe he is talking about what Lyle, Eric, and TJ are rocking.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. So we do have popular decks then. So talk a little bit about some of the popular decks, meaning multiple people are running this at our shop.
Tron. Tron, I think,
has fallen down a little bit more lately.
Yeah.
But like at our shop, it at one point was running like 4 or 5 people on it. 6? Did we count at the end? 6 people.
Some variation
of Tron.
If it had the Urza lands.
Yeah, a lot of the people running the Super Friends for
6.
a bit there. That's fallen down. Now we've got pretty much 2 that play Tron.
Yeah.
Because our Super Friend players aren't there every week.
Good question.
Why so?
Good question.
But really, it's set up as we've got like 2 red-green Trons and 2 Super Friend Trons. If we look at it, if our Super Friend Tron list came out, we would have 4 pretty much if all of them played for those decks. Now, one of our Tron players, Season 1 champion, Jeremy Miller, has been switching it up lately.
He has.
So
he has.
Geez,
what would be next? I'm looking at the names here.
Infect has popped up.
In recent weeks, I think there's maybe 3.
Last week on this week we had 4, and I wasn't even playing it.
Weird.
Right.
Right.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool. Merfolk, maybe?
Merfolk's the other one. We have
Merfolk.
2 to 3 in a night playing Merfolk.
Sounds like Burn would be good.
And we do have consistently 100% always Keenan. For sure.
Boy. At least one Burn.
Varies. Sometimes there's the 1 or 2 people that'll come in playing some sort of red deck, like goblins, like the 8-whack stuff.
Yep.
Sometimes there's other players that bring Burn in there, but that's the other thing is we do have, on average, at least 25 players every single time we record this up. I think we maxed out, I don't have my list in front of me, 30 or maybe 28, 30 for
this
one
season?
night for this season. I can't remember.
We were definitely around like 32, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it's like it just depends on some of the nights. But we did have 60 unique players come out and play over these 10 weeks. So
that's pretty sick.
And on average, 25 players a night. So a lot of the variety in decks too.
Yeah, so see that, and that was why this question was so tough.
Yes,
was because we have such a variance in decks.
We do.
If you have heard of it, someone in our metagame has probably tried it on a Tuesday night. Whether or not it's hit the table where we record all these matches, that's probably not the case. You're going to see a lot of the same decks, especially tonight. So the cool thing about tonight is we wanted to really put the focus on truly those last 4 spots.
Yeah, the people that could potentially make that, 6th, 7th, 8th, or 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, the real flexible spots in our top 8 at this point in time. I do believe we showcase at least some of the upper spots as well, because, Derek, TJ, Eric, all are so close in points, and Keenan even, that any of them could fluctuate too. Lyle does need to have an alright run to make sure he locks in his stuff too. So it's just, with that being in mind, I think we do showcase at least 1 round tonight, having them, one of those players, or maybe 2 rounds. I don't know. We'll get into it when we showcase all the different rounds of it. But since this is coming to the end of Season 2, I'm just going to give a quick rundown of how the rest of the season's going to work out. So this is week number 10. Next week we have our off week, which is the official announcement, essentially, of, hey, here
tonight,
is...
technically, but...
Huh?
Tonight.
Well, tonight we're going to say, here's the top 8. But for those that are not watching on stream, we go to the shop and we tell them, hey, here's the official top 8.
Sure.
You have a week to submit your deck list to us by Sunday, essentially. Give us your deck list. You're locked in at that point in time. And that lets people play weird decks and silly decks and practice and do things and give us our time to get things prepared for the Invitational. And then the week after that will be the Invitational. So things wrap up nicely for Season 2. We'll have extra content for you guys, player interviews, all that kind of good stuff, deck lists to go over, all sorts of cool stuff, and interviews with the winner, stuff like that. So then Season 3 will kick off, and we'll be at our new home. New home in the sense of our new Twitch channel, because we are slowly migrating everything over to official Modern Magic Mondays branding. We've got our YouTube up and running where you can find all the VODs. Of course, week 9 is already up on YouTube for you guys to enjoy. We've got our Twitter, which is at Modern Mondays.
Right, not at Modern Magic. Don't do that one. That one's wrong.
And then we've got our new Twitch channel that we're going to start slowly getting things set up for that. So if you guys have not had a chance to yet, migrate over and hit the subscribes, hit the follows on those channels as well if you guys like what we're doing here. So that's the kind of quick breakdown of Season 2, Season 3 starting. Anything else that I miss, which I'm sure there's a lot. Ooh, there is.
What do you got?
September 18th.
Oh, yeah. September 18th. Next Sunday. At Modern Magic? Okay.
So, next Sunday, we will be hosting an invitational qualifier at Comic Kung Fu.
We won't.
Comic
Kung Fu.
Comic Kung Fu will be hosting, but we will be there bringing coverage.
Winchester,
so,
Virginia.
In a way, we will be hosting because you will see our beautiful faces there talking.
This one right here.
So
and this one.
We will be there talking and bringing you guys coverage of that, hopefully live. If you're able to, you live in the area, come up. I believe we have it set to start at 11 a.m.
Definitely show up early if you are not able to produce a deck list.
You have to have a deck list.
You do have to have a deck list.
There will be the pieces of paper provided for you, so you can fill it out at the shop if you're not able to do it ahead of time.
Yes, it is. Winchester, Virginia. Comic Kung Fu.
Yes. On the Twitch channel, there is a whole little tab, link underneath of Modern Magic Mondays says all matches are recorded at Comic Kung Fu, and the link to that is to the Facebook.
Do I know about any good stores in Virginia Beach? I do not, personally, but we have a lot of players that are very competitive and do a lot of traveling. So definitely hang out, talk to the people in chat, because they will be able to hook you up.
Mm-hmm. They will. But yeah, we make the big push of, anybody that's within our area, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, even Virginia, you guys should be able to come down. Some people that...
New Jersey.
Yeah, like New Jersey, New York, you guys could even make a trip down too. If you're feeling up to it.
We'll have 4 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah, we'll have coverage for you. Come in, spend the weekend in Winchester, head over to Cork Street Tavern, get some delicious food.
Catch some Pokemon, I guess.
You can catch lots of Pokemon.
It's the official Pokestop of at Modern Magic Mondays.
All the Pokestops in the area. It'll be great. Yeah, no problems. So yeah, lots of good stuff coming up. So we will be doing coverage for that. Keep an eye on Twitter and stuff too. The Facebook page does have all the info about it. It should be at 11 a.m.
Oh, new tokens. Nice.
Ooh, sweet.
One more thing before we hop over to round number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have stickers.
Dun, da, da.
If you are following here at The Real Nan following at, I guess you should say, we're going to be doing a giveaway. So most importantly, follow twitch.tv/Modern Magic Mondays, but also follow here. Because what this does is get you entered Red Pokemon Go, dead game. That's true. I still play it. If you follow the stream tonight, you will be eligible to hop into a giveaway. We will start at the end of the night as we're doing all of the super exciting things where we bring you the official top 8 for Season 2.
in a way, you have to be present to win, in the sense that you have to type in chat whatever the command is to be eligible for the giveaway.
We'll figure that
and
out.
then if you live further away, you don't live in our area that you can get a sticker from us, we'll mail it to you. Or if we're going to be at the same event, like a bigger event or something, we'll bring one for you.
Right.
We're looking out for
Come
you
out
guys
on
there.
Sunday, September 18th. Get yourself a sticker.
Other thing is, if you ever donate to the stream or anything like that, you're guaranteed to get a sticker. So another cool thing that we do here for Modern Magic Mondays. Hashtag sticker, exclamation sticker. We'll get that stuff going, of course, at the end of the night, after round 5, after we officially announce top 8, and probably while we're doing discussion, we'll have the giveaway going. So.
Right. So let's just do it. Let's just hop into round 1.
All right, let's see. Who do we have on camera tonight?
Here we go.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, so this was a good one to start off week number 10, because both of these players are in the top 8. As it stands, oops, that's not 25 minutes. We need 50 minutes. Thank you. As it stands, Eric is currently in 2nd place, and Derek is sitting in 4th place. TJ is in between them at this point in time.
Yep.
So, very close in their overall standings. This is really a decider. Maybe if Derek does better, he can lock himself in a little bit higher, go for 3rd place, or if he does really well tonight, could try to surpass Eric.
There you go.
I believe he's at 76 points. Derek was. Maybe close to it.
I don't have the points in front of me anymore.
We can look them up. I'm sure they're on here.
But a straw poll is up, guys. If you are new to the stream, hello, welcome. We always do this just to get a little more interaction going in chat, a little bit more of excitement for the games. You can probably just close that.
Well, I was going to look up the image. I don't know where you keep them though. Here.
So go ahead and hop in, straw poll link.
And we're here and not really excited about this matchup here. Tron versus Ad Nauseam.
Eric's actually in 2nd right now.
Yeah, Eric's at 2nd with 82, and Derek has 74. Okay. It's still possible for Derek to pull ahead if Eric bombs out tonight. Rare thing to happen, but so let's get those votes in. Bloom should just sign the slip and go grab dinner. So let's talk a little bit about Tron.
Okay.
What is this deck that I've heard so much about trying to do?
So I always remember Tron in the most loving way that was put by our fantastic table judge, Dionysus Bacchus.
Mm-hmm.
It's just battle cruiser magic is really what it's trying to play. You know,
Yes.
it plays all of these lands, or at least 3 of them, 3 different types of lands. They're all Urza something, right? Power plant, tower, and mine. But they work together or in tandem, whereas if you have all 3, or you have assembled Tron, quote unquote, you, instead of getting, 3 mana, it becomes 7 mana total.
Seems pretty good.
Seems pretty good. So on turn 3, you can, I don't know, cast a guy named Karn Liberated.
Yeah.
You
nice
know?
planeswalker to have. Very controlling once you get him out.
Yep.
You can exile permanents on the battlefield. You can exile permanents from people's hands.
I mean, it's an all-around game changer a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really, it also runs Ugin the Spirit Dragon, which is a, uptick lightning bolt, right?
Yep.
But then you also have Worm Coil engines. Ugin the Ceaseless Hunger was one of the newest additions to the deck that is kind of a mainstay now. And I don't know if are we trying anything new out of the newest sets? Anything
Not that I've
standing
seen.
out? Okay, yeah.
Since Eldrazi added something to the deck, but that was really it from it. Since new stuff for Tron.
Yeah.
Now, we got a roll-off coming.
But on Derek's side, what's Ad Nauseam trying to do?
Ad Nauseam is a combo deck that is trying to prevent itself from dying by giving it a way to basically take poison damage. Say you can't lose the game this turn, essentially. Your life total can't be reduced below 1, and you draw your whole deck, and you cast Lightning Storm by removing Simian Spirit Guides, most of the time, and discard a bunch of lands to it to deal a bunch of damage to your opponent, or you use Laboratory Maniac to mill your whole deck, and Laboratory Maniac says if you have no cards in your library, you win. So, just little different ways to go about it, but it's a lot of setup initially, like, alright, gotta make sure I can get the mana needed to cast all of that stuff. You essentially need 6 mana, more or less, to make that work. Ad Nauseam, of course, is cost 5, and then, like, Angel's Grace costs 1.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna have, like, Phyrexian Unlife, and you can have other stuff out there to help you get that going. But you've got Lotus Blooms, which there's a new expedition of it now, I guess. What are they calling it for this new set?
Well, no, it's what they changed the name to. I think it's like Masterworks. It's Master something.
Masterworks.
If you guys haven't had a chance, you haven't been.
Yeah, well,
in
these
the
players
Magic.
are getting.
Yeah,
ready
it looks
to
like
go.
Derek's probably going to 6 here.
Mm-hmm.
So Mark Rosewater has come out and written an article for Wizards that's basically said the expeditions in Battle for Zendikar, those were a litmus test. It's kind of how I'm looking at it. You know, the expedition lands, they were like, let's reprint them, make them super rare, make them foil, make them pretty, and see if people, like, bite.
And, I mean, I guess you can sit there and you can look at the sales from the Zendikar block compared to even the first set of Innistrad, and just see the difference in how many people bought the set.
Yeah.
And, like, the community's reaction to expeditions, and it seems to work out pretty well.
Yeah.
So they decided to do that, and they're doing it. Did they say every block?
I'm going to assume that it's every block.
Okay.
So you're going to see it starting in Kaladesh, moving forward.
And they have it basically being theme style, where because artifacts are such a big focus of it, they've decided we're going to reprint artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
So you have, like, some cool stuff like Soul Ring and Chromantic Lantern, and the different swords are reprinted, Hangerback Walker, like Moxes are reprinted, and all these different things get reprinted in it. But it also has specific standard cards for expeditions, or Masterworks. I keep saying expeditions.
It's Masterwork, that's what it is.
So, just a cool little addition to it. But focused on this game, jumping back to it, we got to see a map get played off the tower, cracking that to go get himself a power plant, while we got to see, again, sort of the setup for Derek here. Alright, cool. Here's my prism. I'll be able to put these sunbursts, by using sunbursts, put this amount of mana on it, and be set up to be able to pop it later on. And basically, this is his way to say, I don't need to have 5 lands or 6 lands to be able to go off. I can only go buy, like, 3 lands and a couple artifacts to help me cheat my way out. Couple stars getting dropped down. 2
chromatic stars from Eric. Passes back a little bit slower. If the jig hasn't already been up with the Pentad Prism, I'm thinking a Temple of Deceit is definitely going to tell Eric what he's up against.
Mm-hmm.
So Scry looks like it's going to the bottom for Derek.
Yeah, and again, Derek's in this stage is in that setup period. Okay, what can I do to set things up? And Eric is also in this setup stage where he doesn't have that, turn 3 Tron or anything, and we'll start cracking up some stars, getting some green mana.
Let's cycle.
Mm-hmm. Cycle it out, maybe be able to cast Ancient Stirrings and things like that.
Cycle again. And here's an Ancient Stirrings. Look at the top 6, yeah? Top 5?
I think it's 5.
Don't worry.
Should be top 5.
Because we have this fancy card bot, guys.
Pick a... Oh, yeah. Look at you. Forget about the exclamation card. Make it work.
Top 5 cards in your library. Tron is the best deck, says Strogsmash, our Season 1 Player Invitational champion.
Oh, picks up
Jeremy
a
Miller.
tower and will play a second tower.
Interesting.
Pays 2 mana. Spellskite.
Okay, passes back. We need hand cameras.
We can start doing that. That would be cool. I think it works better to have a hand cam for like this angled view.
Yep.
Where the top down we can sneak in and see bits of people's hands.
Derek's going to play a Phyrexian Unlife, an enchantment that basically says, I don't want to die.
Yeah.
Even if I go to 0.
Even if I go to 0, that's fine. I don't care. Oh, look at that. Nice guy. Eric saying, hey, you look like you could use some life. Here's one. Yeah, Tron has not been putting up as many results lately, and I heard some of the pieces of it have gone down in price a little bit.
Interesting.
But again, it with the way the meta's shifting, and plus, like World is over, a lot of the big modern events are over, so the prices are now getting into that decrease period where a lot of modern stuff will start to slowly go down, and then it will rise back up in the spring.
Eric looks like he was potentially going to crack that expedition map, but decides against it, passes back. And looks like 1 blue. Sleight of hand.
Yep. We're in that setup period again.
Look at the top 2 cards. Take 1, put 1 at the bottom of your library.
Yep. One goes to your hand, one goes to the bottom.
Currently sitting at 4 mana after that, but hasn't played 1 yet.
Yeah. I mean, there's no pressure currently on Eric's side, but that doesn't mean we could not see a Planeswalker get dropped down next turn knowing that the map is here. He's going to crack the map on the end step, get a mine, play the mine next turn, and be sitting there with 11 mana. Right, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that means any of his Planeswalkers are live, and Ulamog is live.
Mm-hmm.
So everything gets turned on in Eric's deck.
So I wonder if Derek is thinking is now the time.
Yeah. Do I need to go off this turn,
can I
or
survive
what can I
another turn?
do to delay and be able to survive if he has an Ulamog to start exiling my stuff?
Passes back. May wait to see if Eric decides to cast the Cecil's Hunger.
Okay, so Jeremy's saying Ad Nauseam never needs to go off, especially against Tron. They can win at instant speed. Okay, so it's just in that build-up period then for how it's set up. Alright, Tron has been assembled now.
Got him.
Yeah, Ulamog. And it is a cast trigger to be able to exile stuff. So this is when he could say, okay, cast trigger, remove this Simian Spirit Guide, cast ad nauseam. Oh.
Okay, so pack negation to counter the Ulamog. One time. Strong Smash and Existential Dread in chat, giving us all the tips and tricks. Appreciate that. And the nightmare stops.
Okay. So it definitely helps to get that inside information. And one of the things that benefits all of you newer players out there is hanging out with us live, because you do get such great thoughts coming from our players in chat and giving us tips and tricks and little insight that you might not know if you're looking about picking up particular decks. And that's another thing, is some players do go on tilt easier than others, and could be something to consider. Like, let's see what we got going on here. Spoils of the Vault for 1 black. What a real name.
I'm trying to think of what he could have. Because if he is just kind of hanging back, looks like he's got an Angel's Grace in hand. Angel's Grace, ad nauseam. It looks like. We'll find out. Lotus Bloom.
Okay, I was considering that being something he can name so he can get some mana, since he's been only on 3. He did lose one of his Simian Spirit Guides in the process, though. Well, that was when Eric decided that it was time to kick the camera.
This was the earthquake moment. Luckily,
I
thought it was worse than that, but
I got it.
Oh.
As we try to adjust everything.
Adjusting our camera for us.
Nice guy, Brett. Camera looks nice, like the color so far tonight.
Hopefully it stays that way. Oh, it's a little tilted. But that's
did I
right.
say Derek? I apologize if I did. Yes, it was Eric earthquaking everything by kicking the camera stand.
Well, bring salty cams back. Jeremy just wants to see his beautiful face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame him. Here
Sylvan
is
Scrying.
Sylvan Scrying.
Eric Earthquake Bloom. It's not a bad nickname to have, though.
Sanctum Moon?
I believe so. Yep.
The old 1-2 punch.
Mm-hmm. Gonna give Derek a life, though, to cast it. He didn't play a star or nothing, so he did have to give him a life off the Grove.
Here's Karn liberated.
And I would like to steal your lands. Rude dude alert.
Lotus Bloom ticks down.
Tick, 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 tick.
Essentially 4 mana. Probably going to be 3 as he passes back to Eric.
Yeah. I mean, he can get by with saying, I'm going to uptick, get rid of a card in your hand, and then next turn I can get rid of your land. The Lotus Bloom will not be going off yet. And Pact is going down.
Warm Coil.
Now we've got a threat on board.
Karn may be offended that you just said that.
I mean, Karn is locking Derek out in a way by slowly bleeding him dry. But he's not threatening Derek's life. He's not doing something like that. I guess Eric could restart the game.
Nah. Here is my swamp. Six comes across.
Also, fun fact, we're going to be having a bingo set for Season 3. So if you can think of any stuff that you would like to have on the bingo board for Modern, let us know. We'll see if we can make it work, make it fit. Because we don't always see the same decks and same players, but it would be cool to have a variety of decks featured on the bingo board.
Gemstone Mine for Derek. Why did we do this to ourselves?
What?
Derek and Eric.
I don't know. They're not playing round.
Play hit the camera.
No, they're not. They're not set up to play round 1 for the Invitational either. Luckily, because both of them are locked in officially for the Invitational, and it looks like Derek has had enough of Eric's shenanigans and scoops it up. So that means we'll be going to sideboards.
So as we mosey on over, we're going to take a look at some sideboards that are fantastic. Must be nice to be locked in. Let's take a look at some sideboards that Dionysus Bacchus takes his time out of his Tuesday evenings to not only table judge, but also grab for us. Who would you like here?
I'll read Eric's.
Go for it.
Because Eric hates Infect.
Yeah.
And has added 3 gut shots in there just because he hates Infect. He's also running 2 Slaughter Games, 1 Pithing Needle, 1 Spellskite, 2 Nature's Claim, 4 Leyline of Sanctity, and 2 Relic of Progenitus. So he has cards that do work against Derek's deck. Spellskite, you can redirect some of the Lightning Storm to him.
Mm-hmm.
Can do that twice. Alright. Other than that, doesn't really matter. The big ones, though, are Pithing Needle, because you can name Lightning Storm and shut that off because it is an activated ability. Leyline of Sanctity that protects you from Lightning Storm altogether.
Mm-hmm.
And then Slaughter Games also works in this sort of situation, because you can start stripping away win cons.
Okay. Alright.
Name a non-land card, you can search for that card and exile it, and all other copies of it. Yeah, so for sure, Pithing Needle's going to be coming in. Eric is a seems to be a big fan of ley lines coming in.
Sure.
Yeah, Nature's Claim is also ways that he can do it. He can bring in some disruption for the artifacts and for the enchantment aspect of it. So like Unlife is the main one that you're going to be wanting to target with that. But what about Derek? What's Derek's sideboard looking like?
Yeah, on Derek's side, he's got 1 Hercule's Recall, 1 Ratchet Bomb, 1 Conflagrate, 1 Pithing Needle, 1 Echoing Truth, 1 Engineered Explosives, and this is fun. 4 Death's Shadow.
What?
3 Silence, 1 Grafdigger's Cage, and 1 Vandal Blast. Yeah, the Death Shadow.
Interesting. Well, I mean, you're sitting here and you're, getting rid of all your life. Why not surprise got him? Here's 13 damage.
Sure.
Like,
it's funny to me because, normally when you see an Ad Nauseam player cast Ad Nauseam, you're like, oh, okay, we're going to go through the motions.
mm-hmm.
Some players, which I highly recommend you do not do, is they play the Ad Nauseam, they get their whole deck, right? Yes. And then that's when they scoop. No. Make them play it out.
Yeah, always make them play it out.
Make them play it out.
Because they could have some mishaps.
Miscount on their Simian Spirit Guides, maybe.
Yeah.
There's just a couple different things. Let's see. What do I like here? Pithing Needle, I think you do have to run out in this matchup just for all the pesky planeswalkers out there.
And Oblivion Stone.
Yep, and Oblivion Stone. I do like the Echoing Truth, since it's non-land permanents that you can return. So it's, and probably not as important in a Tron matchup, but just being able to maybe bounce one of those permanents away and then, essentially go off, quote unquote, after that. And I'd like to see maybe like 1 or 2 of the Death Shadows, just to kind of not only just to see a Death Shadow and Ad Nauseam, but to provide some semblance of a clock.
Yeah.
Will it last? May or may not with Tron, but
definitely a nice addition. And another really important tip and trick is that when Ad Nauseam is cast, all the cards that they're drawing are revealed. So as their opponent, you get to look at their whole deck. So you can sit there and really go, oh, so that's how many copies of this you have, that's how many copies of that. Cool, you're running this specifically. Awesome. Now I know for sideboards. And you can sit there and double check stuff and like, I could have sworn there was an activated ability in his deck. What is it? What do I need to name with Pithing Needle when I bring this in this matchup? Oh yeah, Lightning Storm is an instant with an activated ability. So
yeah, we'll definitely see. If we see a game number 3, we'll definitely let you guys know what those changes were.
Yep, that's one of the fun things that we do here in Modern Magic Mondays. We'll sit there and pull up everybody's sideboards for you for game number 2, and then if they make it game 3, we'll tell you exactly what they did and didn't bring in. Now, if you're interested in what exact list and what exact deck that these players are running, you'll have to wait till the Invitational, because whatever list that they are running, they do have to submit, and we will be having images and all kinds of good stuff for you for that. Of course, if you are a patron subscriber, you do get access to those deck lists earlier than anybody else. All right. Game number 2.
Derek is on the play.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume. Waiting patiently for Eric. Scrying to the bottom. And he's good. Let's go. Gemstone Mine to start. tick down. Here is Sleight of Hand.
Look at the top 2. One goes to your hand and one goes to the bottom.
That seemed like it was a pretty easy choice.
Yeah. We've seen him sit there and debate, but it's like at this time, you don't have to worry so much about what your opponent has because it's turn 1.
Yep.
And that Lotus Bloom is a nice turn 1.
Suspend the Lotus Bloom and pass on back. Sanctum. Chromatic Star. Pass.
I mean, if you're on Derek's side and you're seeing a non-Tron piece turn 1, that is nice. But the Sanctum of Ugin is pretty much like, hey, I'm going to go find Ulamog soon. Be ready.
Here's a Serum Visions. Draw 1 card, scry 2. How often do you think when Eric brings in his Leyline of Sanctities, he mulligans just a little bit more aggressively? Especially when he needs it.
Yeah.
We saw him go to 6. I wonder if maybe he kind of really thought about, do I go to 5 and try?
I feel like that's what you need to do if you're going to be running something like that and you're feeling... Because it's very difficult for him to cast Leyline.
Sure.
So I think that makes the most sense to just like, all right, you know what? In this match, I'm not going to mulligan down more than 6 unless I have a really crappy hand. Or I'm only going to go to 5 and trying to search for this and stuff like that. But we're starting to see some lands get assembled up, though, for Eric with Sylvan Shrine coming off.
Yep, grabs the power plant, passes back. Derek plays a swamp. And Pithing Needle comes down. Resolves, names...
Dinosaur.
Something.
No.
Eric plays his power plant.
I mean, I guess Karn would be a nice one, or Oblivion Stone are the two that you, I think, need to think about the most right now. For Pithing Needle, that is. Casting.
Yep.
Sacrifice.
Sack. Angel's Grace. 2 floating. Here's 5. Cast ad nauseam.
And yep, let's go to game number 3.
There you go.
So we get to see what they sideboarded in, guys. That would have been the time to let him resolve everything and look through his deck.
Yes.
Because then he could see what stuff
That
Derek
he brought
sideboarded in.
Yeah.
See, I'm telling you guys, you're missing out on all this good stuff. Alright. So, hit us with what Derek brought in.
So, on Derek's side, he brings in 1 Pithing Needle, 1 Echoing Truth, and only 1 Death's Shadow. But takes out 3 Pact of Negation.
That makes sense.
So, not really a fan of his game number 1, where he was able to pact away the Ulamog, but yep, gets rid of those.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Eric's side, he brings in his 4 of Leyline of Sanctity, 2 Nature's Claim, and 1 Pithing Needle.
Okay.
Takes out 2 Spell Skites, which Strog Smash / Jeremy was talking about. Just go ahead and pull those guys right out. 3 Pyroclasm he sides out, and 2 Wormcoil Engine.
2 Wormcoil. Pyroclasm makes a lot of sense, and the Spell Skites make sense to bring out. And I guess he's just like, alright, I'll play Planeswalker, and that'll finish the game. Or I'll play Ulamog or this World Breaker, and that'll finish the game.
World Breaker was the other one that kind of showed up.
Yeah, and I don't need Wormcoil to do that. I would rather have that slot be those ley lines. Can't be the target of spells that your opponent control. Or is it spells and abilities? Maybe both. Can't remember.
I think it's just spells.
Only one way to find out. So ley line coming up using our card bot as these two players decide.
Yeah, you have hexproof. Can't be the target of spells. It's spells or abilities.
That makes sense. Alright. So players are drawing up their cards, getting ready to go. Who'd you vote for in the straw poll?
I voted ad nauseam.
Okay.
I voted ad nauseam here. And I was reaffirmed after our chit-chats about waiting for Tron. Letting Tron do its thing to threaten my life total until the very
Now
last
you're like,
second.
yeah, that's
I
fine.
made the right choice. Would I play ad nauseam? Probably.
You would?
Oh yeah.
I don't think I ever would.
Because you're no fun Dan Johnson. That's what you are.
Ad nauseam seems like a no fun deck. Like you have access to silence of all cards. Like if that's not a no fun card, I don't know. No, or like Angel's Grace. No, I'm not dying this turn. No, you can't cast spells this turn.
Let's get that going, guys. No fun Dan Johnson.
No fun Dan Johnson.
I like that. Let me get that printed on a t-shirt. Hashtag MMM.
No fun Dan Johnson.
Nan No Fun Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Derek's going to mulligan down to 6 cards.
And then on the back and say hashtag Dan is wrong.
Angel's Grace doesn't help against Infect.
I love it. You can cast Angel's Grace and all your other rock out that Phyrexian life and stuff. Nah. I'm still going to deal poison to you and kill you.
Alright, 6 cards. What do we think? Yo, Blue Tiger, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. What? Thank you so much for the follow,
Thank
dude.
you.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate that you're enjoying our Magic content tonight. We're currently in round number 1 of 5 for the 10th and final week of season number 2 to determine who makes it into the Invitational.
And right off the bat,
Wow. Lightning Storm being named?
I would hope so. Derek says, that's fine. Here is my sleight of hand.
Mm-hmm. Oh, something's popping up.
iPad, please. Quit trying to update in the middle of the game.
Don't you know there's 12 minutes left in the round? We ain't got time for your shenanigans.
Lotus Bloom gets suspended.
Now, as it stands, having the Echoing Truth and stuff like that, Derek can bounce the Pithing Needle and go off and win. So the Pithing Needle does not 100% guarantee that Eric has locked him out right now.
Right.
And Blue Tiger's saying how he's new to Magic and having fun with decks. Well,
Oh yeah, dude. Welcome.
you're in the right place for someone new to Magic because we do our best to make it educational and fun for new players to get into Modern because, in my opinion, it's the best format to play. Some people have different opinions about it, but I would say the extended formats are where it's at. This card's so beautiful.
I hope you like abuse. It's more like wallet abuse. Here is another Dark Slick Shores into a Pin Tab Prism. Nan is super hateful. No, Nan, no fun Johnson.
Mm-hmm. It's the truth. It's the truth. All right. So we're again in this whole setup phase right now as these players slowly are like, all right, land, go ahead. Cool, here's my artifacts that will generate me more mana.
Possibly the most aggressive person I know. Oh my.
Right? I'm so angry all the time.
Man,
Hates children.
I'm glad he's slandering you.
That's right. I promise new viewers that this is all lies.
Let's cycle.
I actually work with children for a living. Hey! Tron has been assembled.
Uh-oh.
Karn is an option right now, but that is the only... Well, Oblivion Stone could also come down.
Sure.
But again, it can't pop this turn.
I'll take that.
Nan is super hateful, and I don't know who the other guy is.
But he can't be as bad as Nan. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, so. The only problem with not having the salt cams and being used to having the salt cams is now I don't know, is it Derek who's thinking about the fact that Eric has played his third Tron? Okay, alright, here we go. It was Eric in the tank for an Ugin. The Spirit Dragon.
Oh, he still had the one floating. Okay, I was like, wait a minute, that's only 7. Did crack the star.
Yep.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna throw a lightning bolt Derek's way, taking him down to 18 life.
Okay. Now that Lotus Bloom is off, it's time to kill him.
It's
right?
Angel's Grace.
And I will cast that Nauseam.
Ad nauseum.
Oh, and guess what?
He's gonna get an Echoing Truth.
He's going to get an Echoing Truth, and he still has 2 mana off of that Prism.
Yep.
So he's going to sit there and go, hey, I'm going to use this Prism. Bounce. And remove all these Simian Spirit Guides. And kill you! Kitchen Table is a lot of fun. I remember when I played Kitchen Table.
This is, yeah, those were fun times.
Yes, vampires!
Kerpow.
Tribal decks all the way.
Here's one Simian Spirit Guide. Kerpow!
Here's my Echoing Truth.
Yep.
Lightning Storm. Here's my other Simian Spirit Guide.
Kablam!
And now, here are my lands. Eric's sticking it out because, who knows, the Lightning Storm could be going at Ugin.
Was that a Kappa moment? That you
Yes,
just
it
had?
was.
Okay.
You like that?
Yeah.
I tried to keep a straight face, guys. Didn't last very long.
I'm fairly certain that Nan was just trying to Kappa us.
Oh, look at this. They're battling it out. He had some lands left in his hand.
Eric said, no, let me help you. I'm going to add to your land count.
And he says, I only have 2. Well, no, because you can redirect it, essentially, by...
Oh, true.
I'm here. I'm going to discard it. Now I'm going to deal that much damage to you.
True.
But he's like, no, here's one more.
Yeah.
And Eric's like, well, I have one more. No, here's another one. Got him. So that'll do it. Derek ends up taking it. Echoing Truth. And he's showing him now Death Shadow.
Here's my Death Shadow.
I had this as an option, too. Just so you know.
Yeah.
All kinds of good stuff. So,
nice.
Derek. already getting a nice little edge out, 3 points
Yeah.
over Eric, who's in second.
But it's only the first round, dude.
It's only the first round, but it is the
First round.
final round of the week. A great way to start things off to see who can lock in and make our top 8 for the Invitational here.
Yeah.
So, that was an interesting matchup.
That's a word for it.
Like, it was a lot of build up, and then like stuff happens. Where Modern is usually stuff happening a lot of the times.
Modern's very reactionary.
Yeah, I mean it's not as bad as Legacy where it's like all this stuff is happening constantly.
Yeah.
But it's rare to see 2 build up decks go against each other. I'd say for us on stream.
Yeah.
Like we have a lot of these strong, quick decks. In fact,
Hyper aggressive.
Yeah, like that sort of stuff on camera usually, but I'm not even gonna touch that. Let's go and take a look at our player standing. I love. Is this the one that's supposed to be?
Yeah.
All right.
You just gotta clear the.
Bam! Gotcha. Look at that. Dun
Boom.
dun dun.